What's up, everybody? Drew Cappuccino here from 216 Creator Studios. I am here with Jackie Postolnik and a special guest who brings yum yum to your tum tum. Jackie, how you doing today?
Doing super as always.
That's awesome.
Always.
That's awesome. Anything new that you've been involved in?
Well, always something new under the table. Right now, I am promoting a special package for students to do their aptitude tests.
Wow.
Helps them learn their superpowers, discover what majors they want to, study in college, which ones will be great for them, careers that are a good fit, even if they don't want to go to college.
That's awesome.
It helps them learn a
You're
little bit
doing
more
great
about
things.
themselves. Yep.
You're definitely doing the Lord's work out there. Listen, folks, here at Let's Talk Local, we help our community by presenting on camera and on radio the talents that are in your neighborhood. Who's in your neighborhood, right? Maybe you're not aware of who's out there, who's not. But hey, listen, if you like what you see, go to our YouTube channel. That's 216 Creator Studios. Click on that live tab. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, smash that bell so you get the upcoming notifications. Jackie, who do we got today?
So we got JR Escobar, new owner of Pizzeria Deville in Libertyville, Illinois.
Where's the pizza? No, I'm just
Yeah,
teasing.
right.
I'm just teasing.
I drove a special trip this weekend out to his restaurant to go check it out for myself. Delicious. Absolutely. I would make the trip again from Crystal Lake to Libertyville. Solid hour. Worth the drive for sure.
No, I would do that.
Yeah. So
I'm going to do that.
yeah. So I'll do a quick intro. JR is new owner of Pizzeria Deville Scratch Kitchen Pizza, wood-fired pizza. Beautiful location. You walk in, it's in the heart of downtown Libertyville. Beautiful open kitchen concept, decor. The vibe is great. There, you walk in and there's a whole split of wood piled up, so you kind of get the whole feel. They even have brunch on the weekends, live music, full bar. That's awesome. It's family friendly, but it's got a little something for everybody. So
I would agree.
So thanks for joining us here today. We wanted to bring you in. You're new in town, giving a refresh to Pizzeria Deville. And so we just want you to share a little bit about your journey. How did you get here? How did you get started with this? Why Pizzeria Deville?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I would say I've always had a passion for food. I think the most important thing, though, and what I think that I bring to Pizzeria Deville is I have a passion for people. That includes my guests and my team, and I think that's the kind of foundation of what we do. And so, that's our focus and kind of our secret to success.
Yeah. Well, I know you have a lot of experience in the food industry. So you were general manager of a few places. So, tell us a little bit about your experience with that and how that translated into you owning your own place now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started with Yum Brands. I was a Yum Brand employee with the Pizza Hut branch. They own KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. I spent 23 years at the Round Lake in Lake County in general. I was a district manager. I started out as a general manager, moved up to a district manager. At my height, I had 11 stores between a lake and McHenry County. Worked with a lot of teams, it was a lot of fun. So I spent a lot of time there. Decided I wanted to expand out away from the big corporate chain, and I went to a place called Cafe Zupas for a couple years. I opened up a couple stores in the area. Yeah, it was a lot of fun there. And then, like many Americans, COVID happened and things change a little bit. And I found myself not with Cafe Zupas and spending a year at home, which was one of the best times of my life. Yeah. You don't get to do that very often.
Blessing in disguise for sure, right?
Absolutely. So crazy enough story is that I was working at Cafe Zupas, and there was a gentleman by the name of Martin from Utah that had come out here to open up the Cafe Zupas in the area. And he happened to be the guy that gave me my pink slip due to the company cuts at the time with COVID. And he decided to leave Cafe Zupas, and he had an opportunity to go start opening up the crumble cookies in Milwaukee. And before his first day of work, he gave me a call and was like, hey, meet me my first day. I'm going to hire you on, and I need your help expanding these stores in Milwaukee. So that's where I've spent the last 2 years. Before Pizzeria Deville was expanding the Milwaukee area with crumble cookies. I got to get a lot of experience of building a new market. You know, crumble wasn't in Wisconsin before that time. So we really got to bring that brand, pick the locations, expand, so on and so forth. And it was a lot of fun. Wow.
And you worked at a place that had, you know, just so much press and lines out the door. I remember driving by a crumble, it wasn't the one in Milwaukee, but I just remember seeing the lines around the corner, and I just imagined your experience up there. I'm like, wow, he's going to have his hands full.
Yeah. I had a store that sold something, I think it was like 15,000 cookies in a week.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah.
So are you sick of cookies now or no? Okay. Me too. Yes.
Thank God.
Right?
I got scared for a minute.
Well, what was your favorite, would you say, like, since we're talking cookies now?
So there was a discontinued cookie. It's in the graveyard now, or I think it's been reiterated. They still have it. It's a peanut butter and jelly cookie, but at the time it was called a peanut butter jamwich, and it was like a sandwich cookie. So I had peanut butter and jelly in the middle. The peanut butter mousse was phenomenal. Then a nice grape preserve, and then in between two peanut butter cookies. So yeah, it was great.
There's mousse on a cookie?
Yeah,
wow.
Peanut butter mousse too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to be right back. So
right.
Do we have a crumble around here? So yeah, that's, do you just have your hands in so many different operations and so many different experiences? So like, how was it different, you know, with the relaunch of Pizzeria Deville compared to your other experiences launching with, more established brands or chains?
You know, one thing that I loved about Pizzeria Deville that really caught me was the open kitchen. I really think that's the future of restaurants. And it's one of the reasons that I pursued Crumble and Cafe Zupas. They're both open kitchens from scratch, every location. It didn't matter if it was a chain. Every location was make everything from scratch every day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind of a game changer. And doesn't seem as common, right? But you're saying that that's a trend now.
I think it's the future, you know.
Yeah.
I really, really do. So when I saw Pizzeria Deville, I knew the quality that they brought and doing everything, being from scratch and having an open kitchen. And I knew that it was right for me. And the location was great. And he really had John During, who was the founder of Pizzeria Deville, had some really, really great recipes. And you know, I was really, to take my experience and everything that he created, it was a no-brainer. Yeah,
for sure. So do you have your hand in the recipes too? Or are you on the business side? Like
all of the
above? Okay.
Yeah. So I took his recipes, and the idea was to open it up as close to as he had it, and then for us to make improvements where we felt we could. And that's where we are now. For
sure. Well, I know that you have a gluten-free pizza options, which is really, really nice. So I do I'm not completely gluten-free, but I like to kind of balance it, keep it in check. And so to know that I can go enjoy pizza and I don't have to, I could have some accommodations with that, that's really nice.
With that gluten-free, I just got to point out that we import a special 00 gluten-free flour from Italy. It's a recipe that I developed for my daughter who is gluten intolerant. So I was making it at home, and I was on a quest to find, every time I see a gluten-free pizza, it's just like cardboardy, kind of crackery, too thin. And so I wanted something different. So I found a flour that would take the air in like a traditional one. You still had to do a couple little special steps to really get it. But our gluten-free is actually like crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, like a traditional pizza.
That's namely what I'm coming back to try. the next time around, because this past weekend I was with my sister. It was my birthday weekend. I was like, I'm gonna treat myself to some gluten. I wanted to try the OG OG dough you had there first. So yeah, that sounds amazing. And I think it's just important because there's a lot of people with those dietary preferences or just requirements at this point. And so yeah, it's nice that you can accommodate.
Yeah, that was something that was important to us. We have a wide variety. We have gluten-free pizza, and we also have a bunch of meat-free options. So we have dairy-free cheese and pepperoni and sausage that are all plant-based as well.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
They're going really well as well.
Yeah, and with the sausage, I learned that it's homemade.
Yeah,
in-house.
Yeah, we grind all our sausage.
Wow.
We have a chicken meatball. We have a regular meatball forno, and those are all in-house. So we get fresh cuts, never frozen, grind them in-house, make everything from scratch.
That's so rare. So yeah. I know we're exciting the resident Italian over here.
So for overweight guys like me that love gluten, what is the craziest thing that you have on your menu?
I would say our Detroit style pizza, which we call Motor City pizza. So it gets that nice crispy crown of golden crust on the outside. I call it a crown. It's actually called a frico. If anyone knows, it actually has a name.
Never heard of it.
So yeah, it's I think that those pizzas are phenomenal. It's nice, fluffy. As they like to say, a good Detroit pizza is like a good linebacker, where they look heavy but they're light on their feet. You know, so yeah. So I think that that's our craziest, coolest pizza.
So it sounds like you have a lot of really unique menu items.
Oh, absolutely.
Where does the creativity come from, and how do you get some of your ideas for that?
So it's all about doing it from scratch and fresh and being different. So, typically you go to a place and you can get, regular yellow onions or green peppers or fresh mushrooms. And, so when we look at something like that, we're like, okay, what mushrooms should we have? Well, we got a wood fire oven. Let's roast portobello mushrooms, and roast them first, or let's do roasted red peppers, versus having green peppers. And yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Fresh is key to anything you do. Anybody can buy a bag of frozen stuff, right? And then try to sell it. Yeah, I love it, man. That sounds, Jackie, when are we making this road trip?
I mean, you don't gotta tempt me with a good
twist
time.
your
Let's
arm,
go.
right? We'll bring Nico with over here. You look hungry now.
Yeah.
A lot of the fundamentals, I think that we hit right as well. So even thinking something about like flour, I think that most places would go and get your regular old hotel and restaurant flour. That is usually the cheapest option. But we wanted what's the best flour we can get. And I think the best flour in the world is old school European flour 100%. That doesn't have chemicals, isn't bleached. So that's the flour that we use in our restaurant. So something called potassium bromate is almost in all flours in the United States. It's outlawed in Canada, I believe Australia, and Europe as well. So we found the flour that that is, what everyone else in those countries uses.
Wow.
Yeah.
The way it was done 200, 300 years ago.
You can taste the difference. You really can. That's really important to me, like finding restaurants that, use the good ingredients, take the extra mile, care about it, it adds to experience, So I loved all the lunch and dinner items. It was hard to choose. I was even so impressed by the salad. Now, when you go to a pizza place, everyone knows like the salad, like the throw it in, like part of the dinner option. No one eats the salad. The salad was incredible. Like house-made dressing, right? House-made
dressing, every one of them.
Yes. And just the ratio of the dressing to like lettuce combination, it's a really big deal to me when it comes to a salad. And no, it was delicious. So
you had
that's on
point. Did you have the chopped salad? Is that the one?
I got the Caesar salad.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's great too.
Yeah, and I almost got another whole one to take home. And my sister convinced me, just come back and get it fresh. I'm like, okay. So, but so you're right across from like a big kind of park. It is a community center.
Correct. Yeah. It's
okay.
In Libertyville is a great downtown community. I consider it the most premium downtown area in Lake County. I think it's a destination place, a lot of great restaurants, and they're just community driven. So right across the street is where they have the farmers market. They do something called Lunch in the Park on Fridays. Then they have a bunch of festivals there all summer, all year long, really.
Yeah, I saw the banners with the lineup of fests, and I was like, you are right across the street. You're going to be popping this summer.
Oh yeah, it's already started to be popping.
Are you guys planning on doing kind of pizza by the slice in tents or something for like those high volume, festivals that are going on right across the street?
So it's something that they used to do previously before I joined Pizzeria Deville. They had a mobile trailer though, oven that they would come and cook it fresh right there. I mean, really fresh is the way to have our pizza. It's good in a box afterwards, but it's absolutely amazing when it's fresh. It's something that I want to do in the future, but I think right now I just want to focus on the 4 walls that I have and do the best we can with that, and then expand from there. I don't think we've quite had enough time to really. I mean, it's our first busy season as well, so we got to experience a little bit of the end of winter. Springtime, but we don't know what to expect on summer. So I don't want to get my hands in too many things. And I want to make sure that the people that walk in the door are getting what they expected.
That's smart.
Very smart.
Full cycle. Yep. You need a full cycle to see what happens, right?
Absolutely.
And then the second year, as business picks up, you still don't know what happens.
Yep.
You need another full cycle. But once pattern runs into play, then you're able to kind of step away and go, okay, what's next? Do you have a catering side?
Something we're working on right now.
Awesome.
We've done a couple catering things, so some one-offs, but yeah, again, we're really just focusing on that customer experience every time they walk in the door. What are they getting right now in there? And that's where really all my focus has been.
Customer service, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's hard to find too right now.
Yeah.
When you go out there.
You got the full deal, the full experience at Pizzeria Deville. So we need to talk about brunch because everybody loves a brunch. And I don't know any other pizza places that have a brunch. So tell me about what you guys got going on there.
We got a nice variety of brunch pizzas, breakfast style pizzas. And I think in the future, I want to expand it to be all the time because I like that it's available at a small time, but I really think people at 10 o'clock at night that want a French toast pizza might want it then as well. So, and that I would say that's our best pizza for the brunch pizza if you're looking for that. So it's the batter is French toast batter, so it's like eggs, milk, cinnamon, vanilla, stuff like that, and that's the pizza base. Then we have our fresh cut smoked bacon. We use thick cut bacon. Everything we put a lot of time and effort in everything. So when we're looking at bacon, it's not like, hey, what's the bacon that's the most affordable? It's like what bacon is going to stand out and be the best bacon we could have, and that's what we go with. So as bacon, fresh mozzarella cheese from Grande, which is I think the most premium cheese you can get as well. They don't use the anti-caking agent to keep their slices separate. So I think that makes a difference because it melts better, it doesn't interfere with the natural cycle of the cheese. And then it has, so we get a maple syrup from 1550, which is out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, where they tap and infuse maple syrups right there in Brookfield. So we have a choice between a bourbon, cinnamon, a vanilla, and an espresso. Infused maple syrup to go along with that French toast pizza. So,
oh my God, I need to get to brunch ASAP. That's incredible. Have you ever had a breakfast pizza that wasn't just leftovers?
No, usually I was just gonna say that is a cold pizza for me, right? That is, you know what? That is awesome.
I know you're just redefining the pizza game in the Chicagoland area.
100%. 100%. I love how indifferent it is to anybody else. And listen, where I grew up, Mr. Giordano served my pizza as Little League on the south side of Chicago before they went franchise, right? So everybody starts somewhere. And, for what you're doing, it stands so outside the box. I love it that it's so different. And so real quick, check out their website, pizzeriadeville.com, right? They are located at 404 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. And if you need to email them, info@pizzadeville.com, right? Did I say all that right? Okay.
Pizzeria Deville.
Pizzeria Deville.
Yeah.
I did a copy and paste, so I think that's wrong. Awesome. So let me ask you this. What made you want to do this?
So I've worked for a lot of people, and I've been successful at my career. And when I saw an opportunity to be out on my own and knew what the brand was, I just knew I wanted to do it. So time put in, all that stuff wasn't going to be an option, or it wasn't going to be an issue or a barrier. And I just wanted to go all in on it. Really.
How did you find this opportunity? Because it seems like almost just the perfect match for you and your skills.
Yeah.
Because you know how the universe works. It just puts things in.
Fell into play.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything from getting let go at Cafe Zupas and Martin being able to hook me up with Crumble. So I got some financial help from my previous employers there at Crumble Cookies as well that own that franchise. So all that stuff kind of worked out. And really what happened is one day I was scrolling through Facebook and I see an article from a local newspaper that says longtime downtown staple Pizzeria Deville has decided to close their doors. And I'm reading through the article in shock because I love this place. I'm really surprised that they're closing. And at the bottom, it says the landlord is looking for a new tenant. So I drove up there like immediately that night and I got the number off the window, called her that night. She answered at like 8:30 at night and we made an appointment the next day. I came in and saw the spot and, she hooked me up with John because I was like, hey, do I want to do my own thing or should I take some of what he had? And I knew the reputation and I guess the heartache a little bit of the town there of knowing that their favorite pizza place was going. So to me, it was a no-brainer to keep the name, keep as many recipes as possible, and to try to elevate it to that next level. And really, that's where we are. And it was crazy doing it too. So my last day at Crumble was December 31st of 2023, and we're open on February 9th. And then we're talking new LSC, new liquor license, revamping the whole place. It was crazy. A lot of 16-hour days and just in a row.
I'm glad that you said that because there's some magic to it, but you put in the work,
Absolutely.
you took the time to make it happen. So that's where it's like, when people out here listening to this, I'm going to direct my students that I work with to watch this channel because this is so inspirational to see, what the trajectories are for people and where they go and how they make things happen. And it is part recognizing an opportunity and part, inspired action and moving forward on things. So that's super cool. I got goosebumps when you shared your story. And so you mentioned community, super important, right? To you, it seems like a tight knit group up in Libertyville. So, your website, I believe, mentions that, it's part of your mission and you're passionate about giving back. So how does Pizzeria Deville give back?
So there's a lot of programs that they had in the past, and there's some programs that we're kind of working on right now. And what we've really been doing is just sponsoring people when they come in. And I think that areas, there's a lot of involvement already. So they kind of just come to us. And
nice.
We do what we can to help them out. And there's some future programs that we kind of have in the works. I can't really talk about them yet, but there's some big things that we're going to do in the future here as well to really ramp that up as well.
Yeah. So give me an example, what were some of the older programs or the existing programs rather? So
on Tuesdays, they used to do something where a certain percentage of all the pizzas went back to some kind of fund, and then he would help local places through that. I think that was the big one that they did. And then they used to do all the festivals with the food trucks, so on and so forth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm excited to keep tabs and see where you take it.
Absolutely.
You're putting all of that effort into, finding the best bacon and finding the best flour and the right cheese. You're going to pick the right programs for giving back. So that's great. There's so many things that seem to be working in your favor. Were there any specific challenges that you had to overcome?
Some of it was at first to be honest, you go in with the expectation financially of what you need, and that changes so fast. That was, if there was anything that was challenging, that was the one, So yeah, we had to do a lot of, even though we kicked off pretty well with the budget we had to start with, we had to really kick back into the business a lot right away. And we still kind of are,
Yeah.
So, but that'll all be worth it long term.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You just essentially got started, right? It's only been a handful of months. So But you would never know when you walked in here into the place. You would never know. It's the service was great. Alejandra, I think I had. She was so sweet. And the service was great. The pizza came out fast. So you guys are doing right things there. Like what advice do you have for other people that might be, kind of teetering with the thought of opening their business?
Be prepared for everything that you have to get put in, and make sure that your core items that are important to you, make sure that those are really what you're going to be focused on, and keep that next to your heart and follow that, So one thing that's always been important to me, as I kind of mentioned earlier, was teams. And my philosophy is that your guest experience will never exceed your team's experience. So if you don't focus on your team, you'll never have that great service. And that's what's important to me, is I hire people for their heart and I train them for their skill. So if someone can come in with a impressive resume, and it really doesn't matter, it's like, hey, what am I feeling off you? Are you going to be, is your heart going to be here? Are you going to care about people? Are you going to care about, what you're doing here? And those are the things that I look for in people. I can teach someone how to serve a table. I can teach someone how to make pizzas, but I can't teach someone how to care. So,
well said.
Well said.
Yeah,
that is well said. I love that. Most people, they don't realize that if you focus 100% on your employees focus 100% on your business. You don't really have to, because they're doing it for you. And yes, you can't teach passion. You can't teach loyalty. Those are natural traits in people. So I love the recruiting process to where you're building a family, basically. Absolutely. And then everybody's working towards the same goal. That's fantastic, Jer. That's awesome. Now we have some pictures here. Should we bring in some of these pictures?
I think we should.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Talking about it, we're making people hungry.
Jackie. I don't know about you. So that's a great logo, by the way. I love that. All right. So what are we looking at?
That is the all-American breakfast pizza. Scrambled eggs, bacon, white cheddar, mozzarella cheese, and avocado. Wow. Super good with some hot sauce. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A little hot sauce on there. I love it. What do we got here?
So this is a whole line of refreshers that we have introduced. So this is new to Pizzeria Deville. It's something that I launched right at the beginning. I'm passionate about trends, and I want to be a trendsetter. And I think that a big trend that we're going to see in the next 10 years in our country is refreshers, or dirty Cokes, as they call them in Utah. So I was inspired by that, and I came up with a line of about 10 refreshers, and they're going really, really great.
That looks fantastic. Which one are we looking at right now?
That is the berries and cream.
Oh.
Yeah. What I love about those is, like, we get a lot of teenagers in, and some big tables of teenagers, and I love going in and everyone just has a refresher, so I think that's really cool.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of what'd you call it, a dirty Coke?
Dirty Cokes is what they call it.
Dirty Coke. I'm going to call it a dirty Coke from now on. That's for sure.
A dirty soda.
That's right. And refreshers. So this is fairly new in the market, and we're not going to throw out other labels out there because they're not writing me a check. But we'll say SB out there. You go get a refresher, you get your coffees, you get whatever, right? But they're so standard in the market that it's the same everywhere you go. You're doing that, except you're being different, just like everything else that you do. You did your homework. It sounds like you've done your homework over and over and over again. Just the way you talk and the passion that comes out of you about what your trade is, which is very impressive. Very impressive. All right, next slide. What do we got here? Is another refresher?
Yeah, that's another refresher. But that is the Berry Crush.
The Berry Crush. It's got a lime on it.
I like the lime wedge on there.
Yeah.
There's cheese and tomato pie. You can see that beautiful crust.
Yeah.
Perfectly cooked in that wood fire oven.
Oh, wood fire pizza.
See, that's my favorite. Just a plain old cheese pizza.
Cappuccino's hungry. For sure. Another refresher here?
Yep, that's another refresher.
All right.
I think that's tickled pink. This is the farm stand Detroit style pizza.
Oh.
So it's everything's we hand cut all the vegetables. So it has broccoli, it has sweet potatoes on it, caramelized onions, a pesto sauce that's homemade.
Okay.
Fresh roasted pistachios. Yeah, and roasted broccoli as well. So super good.
Sounds incredible. Not your standard
No.
pizza, but I would try that.
That is a 4-cheese Motor City pizza as well.
Oh, I'm killing myself over here.
That is called the lime and the coconut, which is another refresher.
Nice. I love that. And I love how gorgeous it is.
Yeah,
Look at
they're
that.
super good looking.
Man.
Yeah, you float so we use a coffee creamer, a coconut coffee creamer, and we float it, and it mixes it, makes it nice and creamy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That is a ma salad. So ma is in like a goat cheese salad.
Oh.
So, yeah. so fresh arugula, basil, fresh lettuce, roasted potato or roasted sweet potatoes, roasted red peppers, caramelized onions, and then fresh goat cheese.
Have you ever seen a pizza like that at a salad like that at a pizza place?
No.
Never.
I don't
It's
ever
amazing.
see salads at all at a pizza place. And when you do, it's just like some lettuce and
It's iceberg
Yeah.
and some giant tomatoes that you take 3 bites to get through it. Why do they do that?
Correct. This is gorgeous, man. I mean, look at this. That's a meal right there in itself. So when somebody orders the salad, do they also get pizza with it?
Sometimes people just order the salad. So one thing that's nice is that's our regular size, and it's very shareable. So a lot of people just get it for like an appetizer, and we get a nice. They get a tong and plate so that they could share it. It comes nice piled high.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That it was just a subtle, small thing where it's like, you get the way to share it. I love the little mini tongs. I don't know, just a
That's
nice
awesome.
little accoutrement.
Yeah, and all those vegetables are warmed up before we put them on the salad, so it's a nice warm melody.
And not enough to like wilt any of the greens,
Absolutely.
right? So that's awesome, man. Yeah.
And
I
the
love that.
dressing on that is a maple vinaigrette that's homemade, and I mean, the whole salad is just like warm and earthy. It's great.
Oh,
Sold.
okay. I have a list now
Yeah.
for when I go there. What do we got here?
That looks like. Let's see. I think that is the Mamma Mia. So it's almost like our Supreme. So it would have chopped meatballs, our homemade Italian sausage, basil, caramelized onions, roasted red pepper, and cup and char pepperoni.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I don't even like pepperoni or meatballs really on a pizza, but that I would try it.
Well, most
I
of
would
the
try it
stuff, when you think pizza, it's traditional. Being a shy Italian, it's, a cheese sausage, maybe pepperoni, right? Thin crust, cut into the squares. So you really kind of went off into a distance here and made a lot of unique things. Now, I think making pizza at home, and I make pizza at home, I make the combo pizza. It's the beef sausage, jardiniere, combo style pizza. It's really good, but that's as creative as I got with it because I'm like, pizza, please. That's where I'm usually at.
Yeah.
I want to go just to try all these different things because all these flavors she's talking, Jackie, they all sound like they go perfect.
No, they do.
You
Yeah,
know?
it was really hard to choose, and we had just such a great experience. We actually talked about, because the downtown does look so charming, of maybe getting like an Airbnb so we could come out, enjoy some of the items from the bar menu, like have somewhere, Airbnb just to walk to right after, maybe see some live music, because you guys have a
Yep.
lineup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a couple places down there that do too. So,
Okay, cool.
I'm more than happy to promote my fellow Libertyville business owners, but we're all pretty tight down there.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So what do we got here?
Margarita pizza.
Okay.
Nice traditional great margarita. Something I actually wanted to bring up since we were talking about cup and char.
Yeah.
So do you guys know what cup and char pepperoni is?
No.
Visually, you could probably see it.
It cups up and it
cup
chars
up
around
and
the
it chars
edges.
around the edges.
Got
Yep.
it. Okay.
So this is why I find this to be interesting. The reason that it does that is when they cure the pepperoni, they have a casing on it.
Okay.
And most of the time they remove the casing and then they slice it, right?
Okay.
So what makes cup and char special is that they don't remove the casing. So the casing cooks and shrinks before the pepperoni.
Got it.
That's why it cups up and it gets that nice char on the outside.
Interesting. Secrets of the kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't give all the secrets away.
So did you go to culinary school? Side note. I know I got a couple more
not at
pictures
all.
here, but
Some of
I
the best chefs I've ever met. Listen, I did, right? I instructed at one. but some of the best chefs come out of their house.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's, I know that like my father did most of the cooking in the house, an Italian family. And I had a spatula in my hand at the age of 5, because it was just a hand-me-down. And realistically, he only showed me one way to do everything, and it was his way.
Yeah.
Until we lived in a dominant with Italian and Polish. So the woman down 4 houses from me, in her basement window, she was making dumplings. She was making all this Polish food. And she said, come on down. So I went and asked my mom. My mom went over there and was like, yep, if you want to show him how to make, oh, awesome. We were making homemade pasta there. She showed me a ton of stuff that was outside the dad realm. And of course to him, he's like, it's all nonsense. It's all mine,
Yeah.
Whatever I do is right. But that was my father, no matter what. He was awesome. But yeah, so this is a really nice pizza too. So what do we got on the next slide here? We got, is that the homemade sausage on there?
So that is actually a shaved meatballs.
Shaved meatballs.
Yeah, so they're homemade meatballs, and then that one's called my favorite pie. Chili flakes, some mozzarella cheese, some Parmesan cheese, and the shaved meatballs. Finished off with some basil.
Oh,
yeah.
I like how he says finished off too, because that's just awesome. You're awesome.
Yeah. One thing I loved about Deville was I looked at Chicago, and Chicago's known for its pizza, right? Deep dish, or as we know, tavern style it takes precedent for us, right, as locals.
Yeah.
So people were like, aren't you a little worried about that? There's so many good pizza places around. I was like, in a sea of good pizza, I'm going to be the one that's different. So
yeah,
because all those places are pretty close to each other,
Well, you can be the best of the standard or the best of your own. Right. And that's what he's doing. He's so outside that box.
Yeah.
I love it.
You got to go check it out. The vibe of the place, it's clean, it's cute. Like, it's just fun. Everyone there is super nice. Even the guys in the kitchen, you can see them. They're right there. They're waving, it was a really, really great time. So
yeah, we have fun.
Yeah.
I like to have fun. And she mentioned the wood wall when you walk in, it kind of divides the room, and it's functional too. So it looks like art when it's full. But that's where we get our wood from. That's where our pizzas are cooked off of that wood every day. So.
Yeah. Because it does have the restaurant vibe, but then there's like those little elements that make it a little homey, and of course everyone working there is just treats you like, hey, you've been here before, but
they've known you for 20 years, right? I love that. I absolutely love that. So yeah, I made a correction here. So we're at 404 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. That's info@pizzeriadeville.com, or check them out at pizzeriadeville.com. And go see JR. Hey, listen, if you get in there, let him know you heard us from 216 Creator Studios. Maybe he'll give you a high five or a free refresher. Who knows?
Yeah,
that would be great. I don't know. Do you have any other questions, Jackie?
That's all I got. I'm ready for lunch.
That's fantastic. So listen, folks, check us out on our YouTube channel for Let's Talk Local. That's 216 Creator Studios. Click on that live tab. Like, share, subscribe, smash that bell for the future notifications. And until next time, your host, Jackie Postolnik, is with JR from Pizzeria Deville. Everybody have a wonderful day. Until next time.